Hello, my fellow readers. Today I'm going to be talking about Sabikui Bisco Volume 1. Just a quick aside before I read the back summary here. Volume 1 is pretty much the complete Season 1 of this show. So if you watch Season 1 and you want to read the original, go ahead. There's not going to go anything beyond this. You'll have to get Volume 2, which I just recently purchased to see what happens in the story afterward. But I do I kind of did the two of them at the same time, if that makes sense. So it was really fun comparing how things were covered in the light novel compared to the anime. But anime is really good. I liked it a lot, and I would recommend it if you want to check out a fun action series. So let me quickly read the back, and then you can actually decide whether you want to watch the show or not. So, a mushroom trip like no other. Really, we're going to reference. Okay. In the days that followed the end of the world, few could have predicted the rust wind, a phenomenon that swept across Japan like a plague, choking the life from the land and its people, corroding flesh into brittle iron sand. No one knows how the rust began, but one mushroom-wielding renegade known as Bisco Akaboshi, the man-eating redcap, is determined to bring about its end. He's the latest in a long line of mushroom keepers, and together with the dashing young doctor, Milo Nekoyanagi, that for some reason was very hard for me, the two will brave the horrors and wonders of the Iron Desert in search of the Rust Eater, a mythical mushroom rumored to have the ability to cure the ailment once and for all. So, yes, this is a post-apocalyptic action kind of westerny series. And it's very fun because of that, because I think it's very different from a lot of the other stories, especially light novels that are being published, many of which are the traditional isekai. This is an action post-apocalyptic kind of fantasy tale, and it's very fun. As described from the back, this is a world where a terrible plague has gone through, and people are living in these little remote settlements, and they have a genuine mistrust of the mushroom keepers. Even though in here it's he's fighting to try to end the rust, the general public believes that the mushroom keepers have brought the rust, because it seems like there's rust wherever the mushrooms are, but really they're trying to find a solution to the rust. So they're portrayed as outlaws, and really even in here, as soon as it begins, there's wanted posters, and Bisco is wanted as a mushroom keeper. They're trying to stop him because he's gone to other villages and these giant mushrooms have exploded, and all of this crazy stuff happens. So they're trying, the government and the police force and whatever are trying to capture Bisco and arrest him and take him out, potentially. I don't know. Meanwhile, there is Milo, who is a doctor in one of the towns that Bisco goes to. And the two of their paths end up crossing, and it just so happens that Milo's sister, who used to be a guard, I think, is she technically still a guard? I don't know, but she has the rust, so half of her has been covered in the rust, and it makes her very sick, and she's slowly dying. Bisco as well has a mentor and father/grandfather figure to him, who is also currently dying from the rust. So Bisco is really trying desperately to stop the rust, to find the rust-eating mushroom, so that he can heal his mentor. And through that whole crazy series of events, Milo and Bisco end up working together in order to set off on the mission to find the Rust Eater. And since Milo has the background in being a doctor, he should be able to develop a potion tonic from the rust-eating mushroom and hopefully cure people with the rust disease. So there you go. That's the main thing. We got these two characters, and they're going out on this mission to get this mushroom and cure people from this terrible, deadly disease. that is not being caused by the mushrooms. The mushrooms are going to be what saves them. So that's it. And as they go about seeking this mushroom, they hit different adventures, and there is like a greater, darker plot above that that is going to try to come in and stop them from achieving their goal. And I don't know if I want to get that far, because that's like the end of volume 1, and a big major event happens, and I feel like if you want to get to that part and how it leads into volume 2, then I would recommend either reading volume 1 or watching the anime, or both, because then you can see where the story is heading from there. And I actually really hope that the show gets another season. Did I see that it was going to? I don't remember, but I hope that it does, if it hasn't been announced yet, because I would love to see them animated and have their further adventures told that way, especially since there are like other volumes. I'm hoping that will be the case. This was a super quick read. Let's see, how many pages was it? About 264 pages, a little bit less. That's with the note from the author. And yeah, I don't know. It was super quick for me. I think I read it over the weekend. Well, not like this weekend, but like read it over a weekend, and I had a really great time with it. And I like the, I'll leave that in the camera long enough to hopefully focus on it. I like the art inserts in it, and I don't know, there's just so much that was really cool. It's very like action oriented, but also the friendship between Milo and Bisco is like, it's great. I love their relationship so much. I'm like, they're so cute together. That sounds like so dumb, but they are. It's cute that how the dynamic changes from the initial mistrust of one another, and like Bisco didn't want Milo to come along. He wanted his mentor so that they could continue their mission. Meanwhile, the mentor is like telling Milo that he has to go with him because he's not well enough to continue on with Bisco, and that Milo has to take care of Bisco and make sure nothing happens. And then as they're traveling, like their friendship that develops, they ride on a giant crab, and the crab like doesn't really like Milo, and it's fun. And I think that's part of what like gets their relationship developing, is like when Bisco like sees Milo trying to find a way to control the crab and ride the crab, and keeps getting knocked down, but perseveres. I think that really like shows them what kind of person Milo is, and their relationship can develop further from there. Meanwhile, Milo gets to see Bisco like trying his best to help people, and that helps him trust and get along with Bisco. And so the two of them really do become partners on this journey, and they're really dedicated to finding a cure for the rust, saving the people that they love, and beyond that, the greater populace beyond that. And it's just, it's good. It was very heartwarming and like a really fun action journey. And you know, this is honestly like the kind of shonen series that I like, where there's a great friendship story as well as this great purpose to the action that's happening. And I like the kind of westerny feel too. Like in general, I don't like westerns and I don't like cowboys, but I think when you take that kind of vibes of a western and you bring it into like a post-apocalyptic thing or space, even, because I like a lot of space westerns, then I like it. But I don't like a lot of traditional westerns. Who knew? But yeah, I like that the whole outlaw thing that happens here. I think it's super fun. And yeah, this is the kind of action series that I prefer. There is sort of romantic flirtiness thrown out there between Milo's sister and Bisco. And we'll see how this all works out, because I'm not sure. At this point, I only read volume 1. There's going to be a lot more of the story. There might be more that's revealed within volume 2, but yeah, there's a lot of points of it that were just really enjoyable that I really liked. This definitely is more of the shonen styles that I like. And I would recommend it to people looking for a kind of fun action vibe with deep friendship roots, because I think you'd enjoy it a lot. So Sabikui Bisco, Volume 1, out now. Volume 2 is also out now, so if you want to give it a read, the anime is available on Crunchyroll, so if you have that, you can give that a watch too. Super fun. Loved the animation of that. It's really well animated. Go check it out. That's it for this video. Until next time, bye.